after Team Liquid lost that. Usually they go to Garden of Terror as one of their picks. They're happy to stall out in the game. It's one of their best maps.
But I'm pretty sure, though, that Tomb of the Spider Queen was Dignitas' pick, then Liquid won. And then we saw Dragonshire. If I had to guess, I'd say, hey, it was Liquid's pick. And this time, it was Dignitas' pick. So
No. Once you lose a map, then it's your map pick to go to. So
okay, yeah.
Yeah, they've liked Garden of Terror for a lot, and we're seeing now the bans come in. Kael'thas is going to be banned away first, and then we have Zeratul on the other side. So Team Dignitas not looking to run a melee warrior unless they would go over to Illidan. They don't really exhibit too many more melee melee assassins.
They were the one playing with Zeratul in the last 2 games. So I think with banning Zeratul here, they want to make sure that Liquid don't have access to it here in this map. When you have somebody like Black Scorp on your team, it can be very, very good to pick a Zeratul. He's made wonders happen before, and in this case, Dignitas can't be bothered.
And it will be Johanna to start things off here for Team Liquid. And then on the other side here for Dignitas, they have access to those warriors that are also powerful again. I won't be surprised if it was a warrior and Jaina here to start things off for Dignitas. What do you think?
Yeah, since they don't seem to prioritize Uther compared to some other teams like Fnatic, for example, in their draft, I think it makes perfect sense for them to go for something like this. You know, Jaina, one of the very strong assassins, especially now that the other mage, Kael'thas, is gone. In this case, yeah, Leoric is going to be picked here as the first hero for Dignitas, and they've got another one before Liquid are going to go into 2 of their own picks.
Yeah, now the interesting thing is that do kind of mind games or crazy meta differences between the 2 teams really play into this? Because something that's very prevalent on this map for Team Liquid is something like later on Vikings that they can bring out on a map like this. Very powerful. Put one of those Vikings into the Garden of Terror. Great synergy overall. Usually that comes out in a second ban wave for Dignitas later on.
Yeah. What about an Abathur?
Abathur's something that can happen as well. The map is quite large.
From either team too.
Yes, from either team. You're
like
totally
if I had
right.
to pick 2 teams in Europe that love to run an Abathur in their camp, it'd probably be Team Liquid and Dignitas as well.
Ah, it's going to be the Uther then to start things off here. So Bakery's going to go back to his good old Uther. If he's not on Karazim, he's usually on Uther. And already, you know, with his Divine Shield, very, very powerful choice here for Team Dignitas.
Yeah. I mean, Uther, just in general, is an absolute beast. The Divine Shield can come in handy with a lot of different heroes that you're going to want to use to keep them alive. Sometimes the melee assassins. Do you think this might be a hint they want to go for something like an Illidan down the line? Like, say if Team Liquid doesn't pick or ban Illidan and Abathur, could we see those 2 picks?
Oh, they pick it up before the second ban wave. Perfect move here by Liquid to get what they usually want on this map. And I've spoken to Vortex, or we've spoken to Vortex in the past, and we've asked him, hey, so Vikings, man, we know you like Vikings. Even in their current form, what do you think about them? He's like, I don't care. Just give me Vikings. I do not care. Usually I will win. So that's a big, big statement, and they take it before the second ban phase. That's fantastic.
Yeah, Vortex is an ex-Warcraft 3 player, an ex-Starcraft 2 player as well. One of the best non-Korean players, which is definitely very hard to achieve. So he's on a hero like this. It makes it look easy. He soaks on every lane, never really dies. And in this case, Dignitas, do they go for something like an Illidan Abathur here? I'm actually thinking that they might be doing something like that.
Exactly, and that gives me kind of rise to think that Liquid's ban might end up being Abathur. I mean, if you allow an Illidan through, that's fine, but if you allow an Abathur through, then that means you're contesting the lane soak potential, which is so, so important on a map like this in these kind of higher stakes, but they ban out Abathur.
This has happened many times in the past. I'm starting to pick up on it, like, every time we say like this one team won't want this hero to be banned, it seems like the other team bans it first somehow. I don't know why.
Well, we have seen Team Liquid run with Abathur Vikings before.
Yeah, but the next 2 picks were going to be Dignitas, so...
True.
They probably had already decided here that they don't want to play with either Abathur or Illidan. I mean, they can still go for Illidan, but why would you ban Abathur then when you were going to be the next pick? You could have just let Liquid just ban it themselves.
Yeah. The alternative now for Dignitas is going for quite heavy AoE kind of assassins, but there's not much of options available to them with Kael'thas banned out and Jaina already being taken on Team Liquid's side.
I guess.
Yeah.
Could be there.
Yeah, I guess so. Technically, you know, you don't even have to go for the multi shot. You think?
Yeah, with the Ravenous Spirit, who's going to interrupt and against these Vikings as well?
So our bans kind of like gone a flip-flop motion there. We were talking about the Abathur and Illidan being strong in these comps, and both teams respecting those kinds of positions very, very heavily.
Yeah, Dignitas, who do you think here they're going to? They need at least one ranged assassin here picked up now. Unless, yeah, I think they can't really go for a melee assassin.
I think a second warrior for them being Arthas would be a very good pickup.
Zagara?
Howling Blast against Lost Vikings is good.
Yeah.
Like, you can lock down a lot of them in those specific areas.
What about Zagara?
Zagara could work as well. Sonya, forgot about Sonya. It is time. It is time. She's gained a lot of traction recently.
It's time to close in on Jaina and absolutely demolish her.
That's the thing, is that's how Dignitas normally runs this. They will look for someone like a Jaina and then try and isolate her out with another good flank, and they're going to go for the Muradin to see a couple things up. So this is a triple warrior lineup at the moment for Dignitas, but Sonya isn't your customary warrior. She does big, big damage if you let her go, and usually it's with the auto-attack path that Dignitas runs this. So it's slam into auto-attacks and doing big, big damage towards a Jaina, as you say.
So nice. It's just an absolute beast. We've seen her do really well in some games and really come back into fashion as of late, or even explode in popularity. In this case, Liquid, they need at least one healer here. They're going to go for the Malfurion. They've got a well-rounded composition here. Do you think they just add on another warrior at the front here, maybe?
I would like another warrior, especially to go up against a triple warrior composition. The thing is about the Malfurion pick is that Tranquility has got more targets to heal, therefore it's being more efficient here with the Lost Vikings being on their side. So I like that as their healer.
Actually, originally Malfurion is like one of the good heroes that you can pick to properly counter the Vikings just because he heals the entire team very, very quickly.
Against the longbow.
Yeah,
that's true.
And Anubarak here was picked. And Anubarak is actually one of the counters here of Malfurion. I don't think there was any chance Dignitas was going to pick it because they're already on triple warrior. You don't really go 4 warrior plus Uther. But in this case, Liquid thought it was a better pick than Arthas, so they went for it themselves.
All right, and finally, what are they going to round this out in terms of damage? Will be Reyna for auto-attack.
Good old Reyna.
Yeah.
Especially, oh my god, this is going to be a massive clash here. You have Divine Shield available with 3 warriors at the front like this for Dignitas. You have a Sonya that's going to be just getting in there, screaming and killing people. And on the other side...
Screaming and killing people. That's basically
That's what she does, yeah. And on Liquid, you have 2 fantastic warriors, Anubarak, Johanna, and behind is Vikings, Jaina, and Malfurion that will heal. I'm really liking this draft here. I feel like it's very up in the air as well as to who did better. It's very equal. What do you think?
Yeah, it
do you give edge to anybody? I mean, that composition by Dignitas is pretty sexy, I have to say. Triple warrior and then Reyna, just like having free reign behind them.
Yeah, that's true. One thing that always concerns me about the European scene right now when you compare it to other scenes is that Sonya isn't as well... orchestrated in the European scene compared to other ones. So that's something that's going to weigh heavy on my mind when watching this game, is how well they're going to execute the Sonya play, because that will be make and break for them here. If they don't get the right flanks, if they don't get the Jaina, lock her down, then it could go awry, for sure. Because Team Liquid, you look at their comp, that is a comfort comp there for Team Liquid, for sure, with Vikings.
It's going to be cool to see here what Liquid can actually do here with this composition against a triple warrior plus Reyna, which on paper sounds like the kind of the dream. Like in terms of execution, it doesn't sound very hard, you know. Like you have 3 warriors at the front, they're going to do the tanking job. They're going to be doing not just tanking, but some serious damage. In particular, in the case of Sonya, and then Reyna is just going to have an easy time, kind of stand behind them and do a lot of damage.
I think the only thing I could say about the lineups is that aside from... when I look at Team Liquid's lineup, I think to myself, yeah, dream comp. Apart from maybe a Nubarak, I think they would have liked to have swapped that out with a Muradin or something like that. But because we saw Muradin come in as the 3rd warrior from Bob ? It's something that is their composition is something that's very Korean-esque. Very, very much so, kind of harking over to that. And a lot of the European teams that we've spoken to throughout these past couple of days have said specifically, yeah, a lot of us are copying the Korean teams right now. That's where we're kind of like deriving our meta from. And why on earth
not? Sounds like StarCraft players.
Sounds like StarCraft. Yeah. All right, well, we are getting loaded up onto Garden of Terror here. Todd, got to ask you, after you've seen the draft, who do you give sway to?
Like I said, I think it's pretty equal, but maybe Dignitas.
Okay. All right, well, this is going to be a good one. So far, 1-1 here in the European Road to BlizzCon as we get into game number 3. Team Liquid facing off against Team Dignitas, two of the biggest punchers here in the tournament, facing off each other in Group A. As we load up onto Garden of Terror here. And we have still now spawning to the left-hand side. It will be Team Dignitas this time with Zarmany going to be playing on Muradin. Snitch is playing on Leoric. We have Arthuro going to be playing Sonya. ADRD is on Reyna, and Bakery is going to be on Uther. And then to the right-hand side, we have Team Liquid with Vortex playing the Lost Vikings. We have Grand Paquette going to be on Malfurion. Falcon on Jaina. Black Scorp is on Johanna. And finally, Lucifron is on Anubarak.
Yeah, Conjurer's Pursuit here was picked by Jaina on level 1. And for Rainer, the Give Me More talent.
Ah, that's interesting, actually. So the Give Me More talent is something that you see every so often here on the Reyna, and it's something that Team Dignitas does quite often over Season Marksman. This basically allows him to be more survivable, more sustainable, and in a triple warrior lineup, there's almost no good target for them to take with him now having Give Me More at level 1.
Yeah, Dignitas, they're going to have to adjust very quickly here because Vortex, he's got one single Viking on every lane, and Liquid, they're just going to have 4 heroes at the top, consistently pushing forward, which is going to make it actually very hard here for Dignitas to deal with this properly, but they push them back here very nicely, dealing a lot of damage on the Anubarak.
Yeah, being able to save that tower, very important. Doesn't want to allow that to snowball out of control, because once you lose one tower, it means you're losing a lot of the ammo. It means that, unfortunately, you're not going to be able to push the waves away that easily, but Sonya is going to be the first blood. She goes down, and that cannot become a repeat thing. That cannot happen over and over in this game, because otherwise it'll just get worse.
Especially against those Vikings here. If you start dying like this, they're going to completely snowball out of control. Experience-wise, now the first Nightfall is about to happen, and it's going to be a lot of seeds here, I'm guessing, collected by Team Liquid, as they're going to be focusing on this with all the 4 heroes that they've got other than the Vikings.
Yeah, they've already stolen that camp to the left-hand side. Now we're going to see the Steel take them their own camps over to the right. That being said, though, Bakery's working on the camp that is technically Team Liquid's over on this right-hand side as well.
Very good decision here. Liquid, instead of just doing the big plants and getting those seeds, they're going to rotate across the map, going to be getting some more small seeds. Lucifron gets caught. He's going to burrow charge out of there just on time.
Good escape, really good escape. And again, you know, coming back to the Sonya playing here, Arthuro has got a lot to prove here in this game. If he can make this Sonya play work, fantastic. But if not, at the moment, Europe's not quite keeping up with everyone else.
Vortex's experience contribution is going to be ridiculous this game if Liquid just keeps on doing this. He's going to be left with 1 Viking on every single lane. Snitch is going to go down here on the Leoric.
That's a good pickup as well. Team Liquid already starting this off very, very fiery. Although that being said, you know, the Garden Terror is going down here for Team Dignitas towards the bottom.
Yeah, that's going to be a 100 exactly here for Liquid.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Wow. Securing
themselves
exactly 100. Securing themselves with Terror here from night number 1. They put it enough work here to make sure this was going to happen. And now they're ahead in experience. And they're going to have a Terror as well. Dignitas, it seems like they're struggling to make a good decision here, so they all kind of rotate towards the top, but they're going to be losing a bunch of experience here again doing this.
It comes back to kind of what I was saying before in the draft of, I figured they would need some good AoE damage to really try and deal with things. Oh, we're seeing the Mercenary Lord being taken here once again. Yeah. So Vortex is going to try and escort these and give them even more power.
And with the Viking bribery as well on this map, he's going to be able to keep on capturing some of these easy camps. I can't believe Dignitas is trying to fight this much here. This is really not going to play in their favor. Because I don't think they're going to be winning those fights here.
No, not at all. Not at all. They had no good access to AoE ranged assassins, so they had to go to this triple warrior lineup. At the moment, Arthuro hasn't quite got the damage done he wants to in towards these lines, and the Garden Terror is pushing on through the middle.
Vortex is such a beast with on the Vikings. He's soaking 2 lanes at the same time. He's stacking the Terror. He's doing damage on 2 lanes. Just having a fantastic time here, while the rest of his team, 4 heroes in total, are at the top, doing more and more damage. They're going to interrupt here. The Hearthstone here from Zarmany, who was trying to get on home. to properly heal and get some mana.
Dignitas is really up against this at the moment. Vortex has actually had to leave bottom lane. He was quite low, so he's going to have to go away. So he will lose some experience down there, but they've already got so much of an experience lead, with also this Garden Terror still getting a few towers here and there.
Dignitas, they are trying to hold on. They are not doing too bad experience-wise, but Liquids, they've already put in some serious work in this game. That Terror didn't do that much. They only got the wall in middle. Did nothing at bottom. So ADRD had definitely some good defense here on the Rainer.
Well, everything is focused up towards the top lane at the moment here, as they're trying to burst people down and push people away. But with always being 4 and the Vikings doing their great job elsewhere, it's very difficult for Dignitas to gain any traction anywhere. They need to make a play somehow.
It's so smart on this map, to be honest. Like, being able to allow 4 heroes of your team to go all the time for these seeds, and even now, going for the camps. Vikings soak triple lane, the rest of the team goes for a camp quickly by themselves. They got it so fast because there were 4 there.
This is tough. This is really, really tough for them. And the thing is that they prioritize the top lane because that hard camp is so close. Because they can just fall back to it very rapidly on the click of a finger and use it to push down this fort very easily. So a really good setup here for them. And they're about to hit level 10, Todd.
So much faster here than the opponents. Level 10 when the opponents are still level 8. This is ideal here for Liquid, who are going to, I guess, keep on pushing forward, get that easy camp, even bribe it here from Vortex. They're already at the enemy gates.
Oh my god, this is so brutal for them to deal with. This is a lot of damage. And how are we supposed to take this fight as Dignitas at the moment? And Zarmany had to dwarf toss away instantly as he entered the fight there. Not only that, but there's still a Viking here. So all of these minions are benefiting from Mercenary Lord. This is brutal. Team Liquid are playing an amazing start to this game.
Vortex is still soaking on the 2 other lanes as well. Surely Liquid, they can pull back from there, get a bunch of seeds, but they're still level 11 against just 9. They're going to try to go for an engagement. I don't think Dignitas could take this one.
They're in. Lucifron actually burrow charges on the way through, and he's going to be able to blow up Sonya very quickly. There's the Circle of Frost as well. Ring of Frost was able to lock down them. Level 9 still here. Only level 10 just being achieved thanks to the fact that they got themselves an Uberak. Maybe they can use this to turn around. March of the Black King along with the Hyperion as well. They get themselves Johanna. She will end up falling, so at least they scrap together some kills.
Wow. On paper, I thought that Dignitas' draft was going to be really good, and I think it is. But Liquid, I didn't just underestimate the Vikings here. I underestimated Liquid. Because so far here, they're pulling this off perfectly.
I think Dignitas underestimated the Vikings. Usually you see respect bans going towards Vikings, usually in the second wave against Team Liquid, but it's quite clear at the moment that it may have needed to have been in the first wave, harking back to months of old.
Liquid, even though they're ahead here, they've put in some serious work, they've done a good job. It's far from over, just level 12 against 11. They need to keep on applying pressure, pick their spots. They're going to go forward, try to catch Bakery. He's out of position here for 1 second.
There's the roots, and he's made himself invulnerable thanks to the Divine Shield. Will be able to get away from there. Zarmany likewise gets on away.
The Blessed Shield completely missed here. Zarmany dwarf toss out of there just on time. If this had hit, he would have died, I think.
It means now they've given up this ground. They will try and get themselves this Garden Terror as quickly as possible. Snitch up towards the top, trying to soak some experience.
Yeah, that means that it will be really hard for Dignitas to actually fight, but they go for it anyway.
And they're trying. Black Scott with the good condemn catches a few of them. ADRD's been kept alive at the same time here. Not really an opportunity for him to push forwards there. Here comes the Garden Terror as well. Ring of Frost been used. Zarmany doesn't manage to get locked down for too long, though, so they can't blow him up.
Snitch got into the Terror. He's going to be heading across the map here. Dignitas, they've really made the most here out of this pre-fight situation with both teams wanting to disengage, in particular Liquid, because they're this close to level 13.
What a fantastic game so far. Really good showing out of Team Liquid. Going to throw the bulb over there. Curse does land. And second time actually walks back into the Curse, does Falcon. But regardless of that, Snitch just going to have to back off for a moment here. Just wants some guaranteed damage. Doesn't want to sacrifice the Garden Terror. Doesn't want to walk too far forwards and take big damage on it. Oh, they abandoned this location to try and rival the Seeds, actually.
Yeah, interesting here. Fully accepting that the Terror here might be doing a lot of damage to them. The thing is that if the Terror doesn't come back and fight, then Liquid surely can win this fight at the north here. So the Terror is trying to rejoin that position here right now. And Snitch is going to get there in a second.
Thuro still hasn't been able to find a good flank just yet. He pushed himself onto Grand Paquette, but couldn't really do much more with that. As Vortex still waiting around in the wings.
Was that a missed Blessed Shield we just saw?
I'm not sure. Didn't quite see it. But for now, we're seeing Snitch still walking on forwards. That's a lot of damage going down, and with having to pop the Iron Skin there. Is Black Scorp to try and get away. Curse goes down into the back line of all of this. The Snitch is still providing a lot of extra damage in while this fight is going on, but they're having to back off. The AoE damage is too much here from Team Liquid.
Yeah, with level 13 here, finally kicking in for Dignitas. They go for Shrink Ray. And they're actually turning around here and choosing to go for the fight because Team Liquid are so low on hit points.
Snitch got an amazing march of the Black King off there, and he was able to do big AoE damage. He Wraith walks forwards, trying to slow down Lucifer there, but he doesn't manage to be able to kill him off, despite the fact that he had Ghastly Reach. Couldn't quite slow down enough members.
If Liquid had won this here, they would have gotten a lot more seeds and a Terror as well. But Dignitas are going to be securing here the rest of the seeds, so it's going to be pretty equal here with 84 to 76 and no Terror here in this round from either team. What
a game so far between these two. What a game. Team Liquid still with an experience advantage at the moment. Icy Vein's been taken over improved Ice Block at that level 13 talent. So overall, this Jaina can do a lot of damage, but it comes at the sacrifice of some survivability. So if Arthero can get on her, it could blow her up.
Absolutely. The thing is, I'm guessing she wants to make sure here that she blows up anybody that comes close to her. It's actually going to be interesting if we see eventually, like, so to speak, you know, one-on-one between Jaina and Sonya.
Yeah, that's definitely true. We'll keep an eye on that as this game unfolds. Arthur just heading off down towards the bottom. One thing's for sure, they've done a really good job here as Dignitas of recovering the position they were in. It could have completely gone against them up towards that top lane, but they managed to recover well.
Both teams here doing some camps here just before, I guess, the next night finally comes into play. Snitch at top is pretty deep. With a lot of Liquid players being around him and the top 4 being gone, I think there is a chance Liquid, they just take this easy camp in here and they try to catch Snitch at the top behind this to try and kill him. Yeah, they're going to go for it.
Ooh, Snitch.
They're going to follow.
He doesn't have Lingering Apparition, so it's much harder for him to get out of here, and he probably is going to die after that rotation. So I'm surprised he stuck around after that easy count was really taken.
Rest in pieces, man.
Sorry, brother. You'll be back here soon, though, no doubt, after being an Undying for a little while. Sonya's still down towards the bottom, though, so taking this fight up towards the top is a bit difficult. Sonya's now back.
Yeah, Liquid are not supposed to force the issue here, even though they have the... I guess the Mercenary Lord here of Vortex at the top is still soaking in 2 other lanes at the same time. So I guess they did have level 16, but yeah, you need to have the long boats to make sure that you can win those fights convincingly. And Vortex actually struggling to depush at the bottom a little bit.
And that's one thing that Vortex does better than anybody else in the European scene, is he plays Vikings, but he plays them to the point where they do not die too often at all in any of these lanes, which you sometimes see a lot of other Vikings players losing a Viking or two and giving their opponents a lot of experience. That's not the case with Vortex. He retains them very well.
Absolutely, and now we have Dignitas about to get that level 16. They get it now. Do they want to go for a fight here?
Oh, Snitch.
With the next night coming up, definitely could go for one.
They realize the rest of the team's going to be coming in here and maybe losing Baylog. Nope, not even that. Good jump, good go. We'll be able to get out of there.
Dignitas, they haven't been doing that well in the fights, but now being on equal talents. Level 16 as well is going to be very important. You know, they're going to have Nerves of Steel to work with, Bullseye, Stone Form, Renewed Swing, and Benediction as well. It's really going to come into play big time for them, I think, in some of those fights.
We're looking to now put the pressure back on. This is the first time we've seen Dignitas really start encroaching onto Team Liquid territory as they move onto the other side of their opponent's map. And we're seeing actually Vortex losing Eric towards the bottom lane there. So a bit uncharacteristic. He was probably controlling elsewhere as he's gone to bribe another easy camp.
Yeah, and they need to wait here until all 3 Vikings are there, Liquids. They can't fight too early. Vortex gets another one caught. They're actually chasing, they're engaging themselves.
Snitch is in the thick of things here at the moment. They're not looking to focus him down. Black Scorp's going to be able to get away, though, as well. There's not much damage coming out here. Arthero is coming in, though, from the flank. Maybe he's just waiting for a moment there to try and get into the thick of things. And he does try. Wrath of the Berserker's been popped. The really good dodge there onto the Ring of Frost there by Zarmany to keep himself in the middle of it all. A lot of damage being done from the Longbow right on the left-hand side, but don't know if it's going to be able to do enough towards the back, but Snitch is very low there, tries to wander, Lingering Apparition out there. Not Lingering Apparition, Wandering, Wraith Wandering, but...
Oh, Aethero Angel is getting chased down. He's going to get Divine Shield, it turns around, and he's trying to take down Lusty Front. He's going to be able to Liquids.
What a prolonged fight.
Yeah.
crazy stuff, eventually being able to kill someone off.
If Liquid had waited for the third Viking to be there, I think they would have done a lot better here than what they did in this fight.
Yeah, seems so.
In this case, though, not the biggest of loss. Just one single hero went down here for them, and they're going to be securing at least one entire side here worth of seeds if they start walking.
That's one cool thing for Leoric, though, about Wraithwalk is that once you do throw it down, you don't even necessarily need to use it as an escape mechanic. You can use it to just soak up damage while all of that is going on. Of course, he has the opportunity to jump to the position of his Wraith if he needs to, but that did buy them quite a bit of time in that team fight.
Actually, it reminds me of the Adepts in Legacy of the Void.
Oh no, those evil beasts. Snitch, though, looking to try and rival this, steal some of these seeds. He knows he can get away pretty easily.
Yeah,
it's
Dignitas
the two warriors.
wants to rival. Look at this, they're just by themselves.
Whoa.
They're going to try and steal some of the seeds. The rest of the team has rejoined them now.
Oh, that's a good
missing from the fight.
Balog goes down there from the Arthur, actually able to spear on in there and get himself a kill. But it's only a Viking for now. They're catching up in experience, though, here. They've got to be careful, though. This Garden Terror can cause them some problems. They've got their own.
I think they might just take that now. Equalize the level here in a second. We level 18 against 18 and try and defend against this. Hyperion's going to be used in the start of the fight.
Yeah, do quite a bit of damage here as it does push down this lane. Here comes Snitch, though, with that Garden Terror as well. Trying to push on away against all of this. Good Iron Skin. And at the same time, the timer on Vortex's Garden Terror is a lot lower now. And Snitch being able to push this away means that later on, he will have the Garden Terror for longer.
Yeah. 45 seconds more, actually, here for Dignitas. So if they start moving across the map, as the Terror here of Liquids gets closer and closer to expiring, it's going to be great here. They're going to have a lot of pushing power here, will Dignitas, and they can try and force a fight.
So close in experience at the moment. So close. Very, very even.
Actually, the seed count at this stage in the game is very important as well. Getting a next Terror here for Dignitas is going to be very easy. We're already having 95.
Yeah. And if they got themselves a good team fight, they could arguably secure themselves one Terror and then another Terror if Team Liquid isn't careful. So this is a scary predicament there for them to be in, especially now with the experience being evened up so much.
He's going very far here with that one Terror. Might end up losing one of the Vikings there. Oh, they don't actually chase.
Knew it was going to time out, just wanted to try and get some more guaranteed damage off them towards that keep because they know they have the cushion of forts to help them out. But Snitch is on the warpath through the middle. There's actually no one here to rival him. They're going to try and sacrifice a lot of damage, structural damage, for trying to get the fort, and they didn't even get it to the bottom. Yeah,
Liquid went to bottom for some reason to try and get a fort. I don't think killing a fort is more important than saving one of their own keeps, so they're going to have to come back here. Vortex, Charles defending alone. And level 20 is getting closer here and closer right now for Dignitas, who are about to take a keep here potentially as well.
Got to be careful with all of this. They could go down very, very quickly. Snitch is having a lot of power done towards him, though, as he will actually pop on out of that straight away. How much are they going to be able to get done? Lucifron's taking a lot of damage. He does have Crushing Hope about to pop on him. March of the Black King goes through as well there from Snitch. At the same time, Johanna is going to end up falling there down towards the bottom. Zaman is on the pursuit forwards. Does he have a Stormbolt available? Yes, he does. He tries to lock down Grand Paquet. He actually gets blown up under the power of this keep actually falling as well. Brilliant pickups there for them, but now they've got to look for the disengage because Zamani and Snitch are very, very low.
Yeah, eventually Dignitas finally turns around. Snitch is going to go down as well. Liquids salvaging the situation any way they could here. Not quite core time, but like I said, 95 seeds already here for Dignitas. It's going to be so fast for them. Like, assuming they stand on top of where the seeds are going to appear when they do, they just get 5 seeds instantaneously, and then they go for the Terror, go across the map and try and end it, potentially, or even go for another keep.
That was a brilliant little fight out of them during all of that. Really well done for Team Dignitas to get these kills. And look at how well they've brought themselves back into this game, not falling under the pressure of the early game, not falling against the power that the Vikings bring out. They have handled these mid to late game situations very, very well, to the point now where they've got all their level 20 talents in. They're not going to be fearful too much of those extra team fights coming up.
Both teams here, this is going to be the most important moment. The next fight here, who can win it? And that Terror definitely going to be coming into play as we see Dignitas walking on this seed. Sonia by herself on the top left-hand side.
She got a lot.
Fantastic job.
Yeah, she got a lot, and now
they're going for the fight.
They're going to look to rival it.
Yeah, Dignitas going straight across the map, even though they've already got a Terror here. They want to try and fight Liquid now, surprise them, catch them.
Crushing He's going to try and get a lot of damage done on towards... There goes the March of the Black King. Already Indestructible has been popped here for Joanna. This could be a catastrophe. If she ends up falling that quickly down into this fight, this could really, really turn out badly. Wraith walk forward. Snitch is trying to kill her off. Joanna manages to survive during all of that.
Wow.
And Leoric is the sacrifice for it.
Snitch goes down. Zamani needs to get out of there. He's getting really low on hit points there. Liquid is going to be turning around. They can finish off these seeds, make sure they get their own terror, and possibly pick it up here on time.
I can't believe Joanna survived during all of that pressure that was hitting onto her. Brilliant, keeping her alive there.
Whoa. They're chasing with only 2 here. Liquid need to be careful.
Yeah.
There are 3 now, but Vikings plus Johanna were still at the terror there, trying to secure more seeds to make sure they can get their own terror.
Oh, but Garden Terror is going to put some pressure on, and another Garden Terror is going to grow, but we might see if they're able to get a few kills up towards the top, they could try and push onto core with the Garden Terror that they currently have. There's no keeps in the middle lane to be able to defend that. They get themselves Jaina. That is 60 seconds now where she is not around, and Arthero still looking for the kill on Johanna. Will she be able to get it? Don't think so.
Yeah, Dignitas still on the chase here, trying to catch Vortex. Zamoni getting across the map here with the terror here. There is some real danger here. They're going to go straight for the core, and the shield's already down for the most part.
They're going for this. They are going for it. Zamoni's just going to right-click on towards the core. This could be the win here for Bob, as they're able to just focus this down. There's no way they're going to be able to kill off the Garden Terror in time. Team Liquid calls GG, and Team Dignitas moves on to the winners match here in Group A. What a series between